Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Enigmarch series. During this series, the folks from Enigmarch are going to be posting a prompt every day during the month of March, and I'm going to be writing a puzzle based on that prompt they've done. This is day 9, and today's prompt is water. So first of all, just before we get into it, I'm a Philadelphian. It is water. That's just how it is. I'm sorry the rest of the world is wrong. But that's just the way it is. All right. Okay, so two puzzly things come up when I think of water right away. So the first is the like H2O meaning HHO, right? So you can find words and phrases with HHO that delete them to form other phrases. Um, this is a uh, this is a common puzzly theme I can think of. I know that there's been a palindrome puzzle hunt puzzle that's a palindrome practice hunt puzzle that's done this. I know it's been part of a meta in the mystery hunt. So it's pretty common. Um, I'm going to try to avoid it. The other thing that comes off to my head right away is a waterfall. So, waterfall. I can't think of a mystery hunt one. What I can think of is a Labor Day extravaganza. So this is in It Takes Two. If you have not solved It Takes Two, I mean Mark Halpin's Labor Day extravaganzas. If you like grid puzzles and that style of puzzle, they are amazing. But I think that even if you're not a huge fan of these, everybody needs to solve It Takes Two. It Takes Two is, in my opinion, the best of these, and it's amazing puzzle set. Uh, but just to give you an example of what a waterfall looks like, this is it. Um, so what happens is that in the column, ignore the colors because that was used for extraction if I remember correctly. But the idea was that, like, say this was the clues to column 1. So you start with a word meaning loaded, you put that in, and then you put the blanks, you put that answer not only into the grid but then in the blanks in the next clue. And then the answer to that clue goes into the grid and then goes into the blanks in the next clue after that. And what happens is that you end up getting some things spelling across as well. Not every row is going to spell something, but some of them should. We did one. Oh yeah, we wrote one. He rises. Yeah, so this is the one we wrote that was much easier. Um, so you can see it started column 1, and it started 3 letters down for some reason that you'll, I don't know, be able to figure out if you solve the puzzle. This is using our old Ipaco Mars before I switched off of IM Mars. But like main ingredient in dal is lentil, and then when you put lentil in here, it became influential. And then that was seminal, if I remember correctly. And then this became resembling a wizard. No, resembling a lizard. Lizard, not wizard. And then something happened with this one that you don't need to worry about now. But uh, yeah, that's the idea. And so this is an interesting slash tricky set of puzzles to write, but would be fun to do if I could do it. Those are the first two things that come to my mind, and I'd rather do the waterfall over the H2O. There's also those water pouring puzzles, but like in order to extract something out of there, you really want them to be uh interactive. Like I don't like the water jugs. That's just not. I would put it down there as like a possibility, but yeah, if you're not writing something interactive, then it's. I mean, you could do a puzzle just like how do you do this, but the problem is water jug puzzles are once you understand the trick behind them, they're pretty straightforward to solve without doing some sort of like additional thing. Um, the problem also is that waterfall puzzles are they take a while. They take a while to write. I kind of don't want to spend that long on this. What do we do for sound? Oh, sound was the uh, court stenography, so we could do bodies of water. There's like the logic puzzle where it's like broken into regions, and you can fill each region up a certain amount with water, but you can fill each region as much as you want within water, but each row has to have a specific number of spaces, and they have to be filled up from the bottom up. Um, okay. So, I mean, another classic one is Under the Sea, where it involves the letter C, and you're looking underneath the letter C. That's been done before. Baffle Meta is most famously one that I can think of. It was originally going to be one of our Baffle Metas, and then that Baffle fell apart. Now I have Under the Sea stuck in my head. I know that this was waterfall puzzle type creator. Really? I gotta find out who did that. Also, if I want to write a waterfall, like the one I showed you that I wrote back in 2018 was back before I really knew about crediting people for puzzle types. Um, so that's another reason to avoid that. You've got like water as the Pokemon type. Um, I think Gemini 6 Ice though also had a set of puzzles. Well, it had a set of puzzles about Pokemon. I think it was about the water type. I don't remember off the top of my head, but that sounds right. Um, water. Okay, so this is actually proven to be a trickier prompt. Again, I only have one thing that I've really liked so far, and I really don't want to write that at the moment. Um, I also like the other reason being like I feel like the last thing we made with mystery was like if we look at these, like I feel like these puzzles have gotten well, some of them have gotten slightly harder. In particular, I think mystery has gotten hard. Mystery got harder just because it involves like a lot more, and I would like something a little bit easier to pair along with it. Um, no, I can just duplicate that now. It does help that I am writing this immediately after writing the mystery puzzle. because of how my timing has worked out. There's like the angle of the molecule, but I don't see how I'm doing anything with that. I mean, there's like fish. Fish are a constant. Oops. Where is it trying to type? It's weird. Okay. Fish slash ocean creatures. Um, bridges are another thing. But of course, I'm thinking of the excellent Galactic Puzzle Hunt puzzle about bridges as I'm doing that. So maybe not. Uh, yeah, Galactic. The Galactic Puzzle Hunt has lots of interesting puzzles. The most recent one has lots of interesting puzzles to check out. Um, it is if you don't like cryptics, you're going to want to bypass the unlocking order. But other than that, like it's a very fascinating hunt that people should check out. And I think the spider web round. Well, first of all, the first round of puzzles in the most recent Galactic Puzzle Hunt, everybody should do. They're just really good. There's like one or two frustrating points behind them, but it's a very interesting series of mechanics. Otherwise, but the next round also has some very fun puzzles. Yeah, doesn't help me. There's a secret puzzle, by the way. How many in each video about how many times I like adjust myself to be sitting on my legs or not sitting on my legs. I'm staring right now, like in my next to my desk is a blue mana symbol, and so of course I'm staring at that when I think of it. But again, I'm trying to avoid doing a puzzle about magic or about Pokemon or about any of that stuff in this. Um, Not that I won't ever write puzzles about that, just not for this project. Like I am really trying to avoid that. This might be the longest I've gone on these videos without writing something. Again, center took a while, but I also saw that earlier in the day and was just thinking about it for a while. Huh. Water, water, water. All right. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to think about it and come back in a little bit because I think I'm just going to be just kind of like staring off into space for a little bit. So, so I will pause and then I will catch you back up once I have thought of some things. Okay. Yeah, see this is why, I went I did some laundry. Started some laundry. Did one or two other household things. Just getting myself thinking about something different. And rivers is where I've sat on. Things. So I grabbed this list of longest rivers in the United States. There are 38 of them. Yeah, that are at least 500 miles long. Seemed like a great place to start. So what I'm kind of imagining is like a river search being like a word search, but maybe like somewhat in the shape of the river. Like the Missouri could like bend down and the Mississippi would go straight down. Like not necessarily within in relation to where they are with each other, but and then we can fit like two crossword clues in the remaining letters. So let's get this list of rivers, and what I'm going to do is I am going to just copy and paste all this to here. Yeah. Okay. So I only care about one of these columns. And I do not want is that it? Did that remove all the hyperlinks? No. I think I just did the um oh. Yeah, it's not gonna have it. Okay. But I could just Control C, Control Shift V. There we go. Get you out of here. Uh, no? Okay. These are 21, I think. Yeah. Great. All right. So we have multiple. Looking at this data, we have two Colorados and like three white or two white rivers. Let's just see what we've got here. So we can alphabetize this. So we got two white rivers. We got Red River and Red River of the North. Why? There we go. Okay, there was the. It still had a Kuskokwim River. We have Missouri and Little Missouri. I like. So we have like Colorado and Colorado River of Texas. I think we could just get rid of these like duplicate ones, like Red River of the North, white, like the multiple white rivers, and that gives us like 35, which is not terrible. And then we just don't include the word river. If the Rio Grande, I mean, Rio is just river, right? Yeah. Is it? I mean, I could also have the word river be a thing, in which case we keep Colorado River of Texas and Red River of the North. Maybe don't do both white rivers. But nah, we'll get rid of these and okay, so Arkansas, Brazos, Canadian, Cimarron, Colorado, Columbia. Hold on. Uh, Place. Oh, it's not replace. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, it's still doing all the formatting from before. Okay. Now we do want this in that. All right, let's stick a word search in here. All right, our longest thing is 14, so we need this word search to be at least 14 by 14. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try. Oh, I should make these square. Okay, I'm going to try to fit all of these into a 14 by 14 space because that is the minimum possible. And then we'll go from there and see how many empty spaces that leaves us. We're going to put this all in monospace centered because that's going to look better to me. ITTLEMISSOURI. Okay. I mean, this ending I can also get a Mississippi. So it's another long one taken care of above green. That's what I did. Okay. I mean, I could stick a Missouri coming off of here, but I don't really want to. Um, what can I stick? Can I fit Des Moines? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, just too short for Des Moines. Ooh, wait. This is also just too short for Des Moines in between the two S's. Smoine. Yeah, this all like every single place I could put Des Moines in here just misses it by one letter. That's pretty funny. Okay. Um, something else I could stick off the M. Milk. I've abandoned the plan of rivers following their paths and just making this a normal word search. I think sometimes we could just write a normal word search and call it a day. I mean, it's going to be normal in that I'm not going to give them the list of things. What I plan on doing is just giving them a list of blanks. So like the first one's 8, the second one's 6, the third one's 8, the fourth one's 8, the fifth one's 8, and so they have to figure out it's all rivers, right? That's going to be the interesting part. Um, but we can get there. First thing is just plotting all of this. We don't have another L at the beginning of one. Do we have L at the end of one? Smoky Hill. K. S. Smoky Hill. My rule for word searches, by the way, this is not technically a thing that you need to do, but my rule for myself is that every entry must cross at least one other entry. No. Okay. Starting with an S, Cheyenne. Eyenne. Okay. Yeah, the reason why I abandoned the other thing is because I looked at some of these and I was like, well, I can only do at best approximate, and I don't think it's going to be helpful or noticeable. So, if I wanted to do a more complicated one that did something like that, what I would be doing is I would be taking this and making sure that rivers that crossed each other crossed in the grid. But then I'd have trouble with the Alaska ones being kind of off up in here, and I'm not like the more I looked at it, I was like, you know what? No, I really don't feel like this. I would have to make a big word search to do that, and I think that there might be something interesting there uh, for a harder puzzle hunt. Um, but for what we're doing right now, this is okay. I could stick a Cusco Quim. Yeah. It's a nice long one that it's not easy to deal with. I'm kind of just doing arbitrary stuff for the moment and seeing where it takes me. Like I've got these S's that I'm just seeing if I can do anything with, and it looks like the answer is no, but it's worth looking. I got this K on this diagonal. Do I have any more Ks? I have a snake, actually. This seems like a nice place to stick the snake. Just right in the corner there. I probably could have thought about that phrasing a little bit better before I said it, but you know. Oh, and then I could put Sabine here. I'm just literally trying to pack as much as I can in an area, seeing what happens. This is so close to Arkansas, but it's not in the right order. Um, oh no, I can't do Des Moines. I can't do Des Moines off this E, which is what I was looking to do. I now have. I don't have anything going across, so I should try to look to see what I can do going across. Uh, oh no, I do have something going across Smoky Hill, so I think I have at least one thing going in every direction now, which is nice. I can do the Missouri off of this M. Like I have been trying to avoid doing Missouri off of Little Missouri, but off of this M, I think is fine. Ouri. That's beautiful. Let's see. I've got two 11s and a 10 I need to put in. I have a Yellowstone, a North Platte. Oh, and I should do a Cumberland and a St. Lawrence. So those should be my priorities at the moment. Cumberland can go off this M. Just put it in. North Platte. No. That's one letter off of that. Okay. I can do North Platte here. No. That is one letter off as well. Okay. That is actually interesting. We're one letter off of doing it backwards in this direction as well. Uh-oh. I might need to back up. I hope I don't need to, though. I don't want to. Yeah, where are we sticking North Platte? So 11 means the E would have to be in one of these four rows if it's going up in any direction. Or the N would need to be in one of those. Okay, this O is technically possible, but it comes off of the B in Cumberland. So what if we take out Cumberland for a second? We did NRTHPLATTE. So we need to stick Cumberland somewhere. This should be fine. So that's Cumberland and North Platte. There's a lot of longer words now that I'm looking at this, so we may have to open this up a little bit bigger. But, you know, we'll try it when it comes. Oops, nope. RWALTS. Good. This is gonna get St. Lawrence right there. Yellowstone is the other thing I need to fit in somewhere. Even if I could have fit it in this row, that's not happening. Yellowstone. It would go off of here. Well, no, it can't go off of there. It's 11 letters long. It's running into this I. Like, if this I didn't exist, it would be perfect down here. And it's so close, but that C is just not correct. Wait, what if Cumberland? Cumberland. Yellowstone goes here. It doesn't cross anything yet, but we can fix that problem in a little bit. And then St. Lawrence goes down to the bottom here, and we work on. Okay, so We fix Cumberland one more time. And this becomes Yellowstone. And then we have St. Lawrence. I mean, if St. Lawrence took an I, that would be so nice. Did we not do North Platte either? Here's where no, we did do North Platte. Okay. North Platte should have been highlighted, and I think it just got unhighlighted. So there's Cumberland, there's Yellowstone. Yeah, the more I'm looking at this, just because like I'm used to writing word searches with a lot of like 5 and 6 letter words, and this has 8 and 9s, and maybe I am feeling, I haven't proved it, but I am feeling in my gut that this needs um a 16 by 16 in order to fit everything. That's gonna put me at 256 instead of um 196. So that gives me an extra 20 to work with. Or not 20, wow. 60 spaces to work with. It's probably correct. All right. Um I am going to move this down. I'm not going to delete it, but I am going to move it down a bit. So we also get these into 21, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. Yeah. All right. So now I'm gonna put Little Missouri from here. Make this monospaced and centered in a second. And you can see with like the eyes and whatnot here is why I much prefer monospaced and centered for making these things. Okay. So that's Little Missouri. And I can continue with the Mississippi deal. All right. Okay. So from here, so last time I did milk up like this, but that was because it just like hit the top. Let's see what else I can do now that I have a little bit more space up here. N-I-T, oh, there we go, Trinity. So now we can get one of the longer ones, North Platte, up here. Great. Great. Love it. Oh, Yellowstone's not in here yet. Okay. So can we? Oh, this Y is not in the. So Yellowstone is 11, which means the Y has to be within 5 of. No, it's not in the right spot of any of that. Okay, that's fine. This E, however, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a Yellowstone that fits fairly well. Uh, okay. we've got 2 10s we need to put in of St. Lawrence and Cumberland. Like Cumberland could possibly go like this. What's St. Lawrence doing? WREN. Yeah, okay. It's St. Lawrence is doing this. And then what did I say? Cumberland is like doing this. Now, you might be asking, hey Jen, why aren't you just like telling a word searcher computer program to why hey Jen, why aren't you telling a computer program to fill this in for you? And the answer is if you haven't filled in a word search before, like if you haven't actually done this process of trying to make a compact word search, it is an interesting mental problem to do. I really recommend that everybody do it at least once. But then also, if you're not trying to, if you're not, if you're not like super constrained, right? Like that's the really only time I would use a word searcher to like build a word search like this. If you're not super constrained, um, this can just make better, like make word searches that feel better. They're not that hard to do. Like, yeah, it just gives you practice for when you start writing stuff with gimmicks, right? Stuff that goes in weird directions or does weird things with the words. Those things, like the things that you're going to have to write by hand. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just make a conditional formatting. I was going to say is equal to 9. I want to see all my 9-letter ones. Okay, so Des Moines, Kuskokwim, Rio Grande, Smoky Hill, Tennessee. I might just be trying to do this from like length. Um, that is a thing that I can do. Um, Kuskokwim can go up here. I have something going, at least one word going in every direction now. The problem with sticking it here is it's going to start making this area harder to fill. Kuskow. Oh, snake can go this way anyway. There's only 4 letters. Um, Kuskokwim, it would end in M. SKO. Okay, no, it's one off there. I mean, maybe this is okay though. Maybe I just end up with something that goes like here, like snake goes there. Oh, actually, what if we had snake go here and then Kuskokwim goes down here? And then we could have something else with a U going up there. We don't have anything at this stage, but I'm sure there's other U's like Owakata or something. Yeah, let's do that. Snake. All right, so Kuskokwim. Snake also got filled in from that. Um, and I'll just put in Wachita. I'm sure I'm butchering some of these pronunciations. All right, anyway, back to the nines. Des Moines, Rio Grande, Smoky Hill, and Tennessee. Hill. Oh, that does work very well. Smoky Hill. Tennessee can start cutting over here. Yeah, it even works right from here. Nice. So Rio Grande and Des Moines. Shame about this C because otherwise we could do Des Moines. Also, there's multiple actually problems with this, but it was cool while I thought of it. M one letter off from this right here being Des Moines. I mean, this end could do it. Yeah, this end can do it. Let's do it. IOM SED, and then we got to do the ES over here. All right, we still need Rio Grande. The owl. So close. I mean, we could just do up. Okay. I'm gonna highlight the eights. These are our next problem. The other ones shouldn't be too hard to fit, but we want to make sure that all of these can fit in. We've got some long spaces here, here, here. Um, so we've got some long spaces available. We can fit one of those there. Oh, now this is interesting. Can we get like an I here, and then I could stick Gila right there? Uh, no, I cannot. Marr, no. It's one letter off of. Oh, well, I can get an I here from Cimarron, and then stick a Gila there. Okay, so do this backwards. Orramic, and then Gila. Great. Can this T support anything? There are no T's in what we have so far. It's pretty funny. What we have left, I should say. We could do the M in Columbia and get a milk going up here. And then I can also stick a Missouri going this way. Yeah. Okay. This is uh sorry, Columbia. The things I'm saying, the things I'm writing, not the things I'm saying. And this is a Missouri. All right. Ooh, Colorado can come down here. I can't. I was going to try to see if I do Arkansas off this A, but I believe the answer to that is no. Oh, Arkansas can go off of the K from milk, actually. Aransas. That milk was actually very useful. Um, Now runs into an L. I was hoping it ran into that Y. Not that it would be too far away for that running into that Y to be useful anyway. Um, this Niobra. Yeah, the O. I just saw N and O, and I was like, ooh. This I actually. Oh no, it runs into the D. It's this R that's the thing, and that does not help with the two remaining eights that we have. Can we get something off of this L to something that helps us with Canadian or Cheyenne? Oh, we used milk. No, we actually don't have anything that requires an L left. Okay, good to know. Can we do something off of this R? Well, actually, we could just stick Niobrara right there. Still doesn't help me with putting Canadian here. Yeah, this diagonal is also defined by the L. So, you take the L there. I mean, if I have to, I can put Cheyenne here. I just won't like it. Um, I yeah, I'm not against not having a word not connected to anything. I just don't like it when that's the case. Tanana, Ann. Oh yeah, that just fits perfectly there. I mean, I will gladly take that. So Canadian and Cheyenne are the two things I need. Okay, so I do actually need to find a space for either Canadian or Cheyenne. Oh, is this I my answer for Canadian? I hope not. D. Oops. Might be. I'm just like looking for anywhere where there's now space, and that's like it. I might have to pull Tanana up. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. I'm absolutely sure I'm saying that wrong. That does not feel right by any stretch of the imagination. Which sucks because white can also go up here. This N is just too short. I think this, if that R wasn't there, then we would be perfect. Yeah, I think we have to use this I. Oh, maybe I can stick. Okay, I think we have to use it. So, oops. A, D, A, N, A, C. Yeah, that doesn't fit there. All right. And then I assume that we will figure out. Oh, actually, no, yeah, we'll figure out something to do with Cheyenne here. Yeah, it might just like not cross with anything. Except I'm going to do it backwards, and it doesn't start with a C. Yeah, I don't like it, but that's what we're doing. All right, so now we just got to find space for the rest of it. I'm happy deleting this conditional formatting at this point. Um, Especially since I actually have put all the sevens in. Yeah, Yukon, like this Canadian stopped Yukon White and Tanana, but I think that was just required. So, oh well. It's a shame too, like because that is such a good thing right there. Oh, this Y can produce a Yukon. Okay. Nope. I have Wabash, and White that I need to put in. I'm just gonna actually copy these over here. So I have what I need on one screen. All right, so that's what I have remaining that I've got to fit in somehow. Ooh, this is where we stick an A. Great. Picos can go here. If it fits, it sits. Sabine is going to be the tricky. Sabine and Brazos are going to be the tricky ones to do now. So those would be the ones I find spots for. Oh, this is going to be they're going to be the problem ones. Um. Uh-oh. A B. No. BIN is not is what I was trying to do, and it doesn't work. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This B can't really do anything. Wabash is also 6 letters. Maybe I was celebrating too early. I mean, I don't see anything fitting where Picos was, but maybe I can put something in where the Yukon was. They still need to share a letter, a beginning or ending letter, which I don't think any of those do because it's only 5 spaces long. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is great, but it has an N or an O at the end, which again, neither of them have. None of them have. None of the 6-letter ones. Ohio obviously fits in there. We've already determined that this diagonal is essentially worthless unless I want to put red in there. I mean, if I turn it into a 17 by 17, does that fix problems? I can definitely stick Brazos in. Yeah, Brazos is not hard to do. I mean, I could definitely fit them all in a 17 by 17, right? Like, I could definitely just plop them down there. But the question is, can I also cross them? Yeah, let's. So what we do is HIO. Oh, and center. And then this is Brazos, right? So yeah, red, like white is what white, or I just said I put green and said white. That's how things work. Um, Sabine and Wabash can't even cross each other if I do that. I mean, I could do this is kind of a thing. I am going to do it from up here. BAWHITE. Those cross. Oh, and then I can do NIBAS. Okay. All right. So then I just need to fit these other three in. It's like not amazing, but it'll do. Everything. Cheyenne is still not connected to anything, and that is just going to end up being that way. Okay. Do I have 5 left in a row for James, or am I putting Semja on the bottom? All right. We can stick an ED at the bottom here. Okay. All right. We have everything. Am I excited about having to make that a 17 by 17? No, but I think that is a solid word search. Now, is blank. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, no, count blank. That is what I'm looking for. All right, I have 63 letters to work with. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of these. One thing I haven't done yet is made crossword clues. So we're going to fill this in with the crossword clues. All right. That looks like everything. All right. What do I want to use in this? I have 63 letters to write 2 or 3 crossword clues. Uh, let's pull up gently. We could use like something star. Um, yeah. Shaolin Temple debut. All right, and then equals Len answerize. Oh crap. This is L22. Okay, so that's 18. So the last dawn is a drama. Okay, so if we did Mario Puzo novel, the what do we got here? Okay, and then let's grab something from the across section. Slang for throw. Yeah, let's just do slang for throw. Okay. We can stick more in this. Debut actor. Youth. Slang for throw. And Mario Puzo novel, The Blank. Great. Okay. So now I'm just going to take this. Okay. Um, oops. YouthlaN G Forthrou. Okay. So I'm going to copy this, paste it here, get rid of the formatting. So this is the worry about being able to be seen, but at least it looks like it should cause some confusion about like fourth row or something like that. So I'm not too worried about it. Now, what I often do before I declare this kind of thing kind of thing done, is I will go to decode. Um, it's decode. Uh, all right. No, that's not what I want. Word search solver. There we go. I put in the grid, and I just say, I just like to see what happens. No result. Oh, all right. So like, it's gonna find a bunch of words. It's gonna find a bunch of things are that are like subsets, like Miss and Mississippi, right? Like, but I like to see what this output is and see what it gives me. Um, and also to see if it gives me any like bad words. Like it's got piss, but I cannot stop that because I have Mississippi in. Yeah, wasabi. Oh, that's cool. It's got wasabi in it. I don't care too much about that. Yeah, that's a side effect of Sabine, and then the A was something else, I think. I don't remember. Oh no, the A was also free. It just turned out to be wasabi. That's cool. All right. I like there was word search of Babel, the first version of it. I had to move something because otherwise it spelled out. I mean, not something particularly bad, but something that was still not great to have in the thing. Okay, great. So now we just have to format this. Um, so honestly, what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to copy this grid. I don't actually care that much about trying to recreate it in here. Okay. Publisher does not do great with grids. Um, at some point, I'm going to learn a more professional piece of software. Till then, Publisher will do me fine. Okay, I can crop the top a little bit. Oh, it's running into the. Oh, running into that guide, which was the problem, and it was not letting me. It was the snap too was not letting me get down to the thing there. Okay, crop this. Nope, it's moving it. Okay, or we're not letting me crop that. Um, so weird that it's not letting me crop a bunch of this. Let's try this again. Crop. All right, whatever. Okay. I need to make this a bit smaller. And then I will... Okay. So I'm going to take this list. No, I'm going to take this list that has the spacing. And then I'm going to regex replace every word, every letter with a underscore and a space. Nope. Did it? It put a thing in there as I tried to hit enter. Okay. All right. So Rio Grande has an extra space in there. Okay, and then we need to delete the first space. All right. Text. Here we go. Left. From the beginning. It's not quite what I want. I want right minus the first character. So equals right for 3. Um, and I want it to be len C4. Okay, and that gets rid of the space before all of them. Great. And so now I should be able to copy and paste this into here. I draw a nice text box here. We're going to paste as text. That was what I was afraid of. Okay. The red dots mean that there is not enough room in that column. So we're going to take a different approach. I'm going to put this up here. Oh, oh, that was what I wanted. Okay. And we're going to put this here. I'm going to widen this. I'm going to shorten it. And we're going to start adding columns. Still once more. 4 is enough. Great. And then I'm going to change this to a monospaced font. Because the one thing I'm worried about is Rio Grande. It might have gotten rid of the space in Rio Grande. Also, it's going to cause problem for those. Okay, never mind. Where is... Rio Grande is right after red, so it should be this one. So we'll do that. Okay. We also should have Little Missouri. 55 Kuskokwim Little Little. Little Missouri. North Platte is right above Ohio, so that's here. Des Moines is right above Gila. The Saint one also, and I think that's it. All right, and then some flavor text about river, water. A river can flow in any direction. Yeah, and normally if I didn't have a hidden message in here, I would clarify that like Missouri and Little Missouri are like two different things or whatever, but there's a hidden message, so if your message doesn't make sense, then go find the other Missouri. Okay. Yeah, we'll save this, and I believe we're going to call that a puzzle. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, this is part 9 of what is going to be a 31 part series. So there's plenty more. They're all in a playlist on my profile picture or on my profile on YouTube. I also post stuff every Wednesday talking about solving puzzles, or either solving puzzles or talking about them. And I will see you next time.